We were hustling down at this point.
All right. If that's your justification, why did you call it illegal then? What you're arguing is that it is legal for the president to violate rights, constitutional and legal rights of citizens, if he's the president and if he invokes national security as a justification. But you didn't say that in your memo. You said these things are illegal. Now, which is it?
Well, I think that for the purposes that seemed to me to be most relevant at the time, that is that the operative action, the operation is going to be undertaken by an individual who, if he's caught, is going to go to jail. He's clearly illegal.
Yeah, and so that it would be fair to say that you understood and told the president it was illegal, but to justify it now, you invoke a national security defense, which would make it legal.
No, I'm not.
Now, which position is it?
Senator, I'm not invoking any defense now because you asked me what my opinion was at the time, not what my opinion is now.
All right.
But what I'm saying to you is that the consideration that was given by not only me but by the other people who signed this report to discuss these things was that, frankly, it was within the power of the president to do it.
All right. Why didn't you say that in your memo, that this would appear to be illegal, but in fact it's legal because as president you have powers not mentioned in the Constitution, but powers which in our judgment we feel every president possesses, which are such that the law doesn't apply to you, and the constitutional rights of the citizens don't apply where the president decides that the national security dictates a course. Why didn't you say that? Instead of that, you said it was illegal.
I said that because that's what the report had said.
All right. Now, do you recall at the time you were discussing these various options to be recommended to the president, what the position was of the principals representing the various agencies? You had a representative from the NSA, one from the CIA, one from the DIA, and one from the FBI. Which of them objected during the course of making up these options to these recommendations which involved illegal acts?
At the working group level, I don't recall any objection.
Do you recall any of them ever saying, we can't do this because it's illegal?
No.
Can you recall any discussion whatsoever concerning the illegality of these recommendations?
No.
Does that strike you as peculiar that top public officers in the most high-level and sensitive positions of government would discuss recommending to the president actions which are clearly illegal and possibly unconstitutional without ever asking themselves whether that was a proper thing for them to be doing?
Yes, I think it is, except for the fact that I think for many of those people we were talking about something that they had been aware of, had been undertaken for a long period of time.
Well, is that an adequate justification?
No, Senator, I'm not trying to justify. I'm just trying to tell you what my impression is of what happened at the time.
Because if criminals could be excused on the grounds that someone had done it before, there wouldn't be much population in any of the prisons today, would there?
No.
What other things were being done, as you later discovered, by the intelligence community that may or may not have been recommended in your report that dealt with similar matters?
I think there were several things that were critically important that we should have known about that we didn't and could have very easily influenced our judgment. One, of course, was the COINTEL program, which we didn't know about. Operation Chaos or whatever it was, that the CIA had its own private operation going that we didn't know about.
Can you tell us, or is there any reason why the witness should not tell us what COINTEL and Chaos were, the nature of the program?
No, there's no reason. The Justice Department has now made disclosures on COINTEL, and I think the Rockefeller report set out Operation Chaos.
Well, briefly for this record, Mr. Houston, what were COINTEL and what were Chaos?
As I understand, the COINTEL program was essentially designed to sow discord and was I don't know what the correct technical term for it is, but it was an offensive program against designated targets by the FBI in terms of...
Give us an example.
Well, for example, that Professor Jones is a member of the Socialist Workers' Party and he's running for the school board, and so friendly neighborhood FBI agent sends a letter to the newspaper saying, you may not know this, but this bird that's running for the school board is a member of the Socialist Workers' Party.
All right, the COINTEL program you did not know about at the time of the filing of the Houston report.
No.
And you later learned of it?
Yes.
How did you later learn of it?
Well, when the Justice Department released the
Do you know
report.
whether or not the President of the United States knew of the COINTEL program?
I don't believe so. All the information that's been made public indicates that no one outside the Bureau was to know about it, including anyone in the Justice Department.
Including the Attorney General
Yes,
and
including the
the
Attorney General.
President? What was the other operation?
Well, the Operation Chaos, and that is that apparently the CIA had a group set up that was concerned directly with matters affecting domestic intelligence collection or events that were occurring within the continental United States. We didn't know about that. In fact, the impression that we had all along was that the CIA had very little interest in or coverage of areas which we thought were important, which was what happened abroad when these people who were under surveillance by the FBI left the country. That's where we thought the CIA effort should be.
All right. I'm told I have only 1 minute left, Mr. Houston. Let me ask you this. Do you have any information, can you tell me quickly, who authorized either COINTEL or Chaos? Was it a presidential authorization?
I don't think so. I don't think any president knew about it. And I think both of those programs were originated before this administration. I think COINTEL went back into the Johnson administration, and Operation Chaos
I'm not
went back
trying
into
to
the Johnson
establish
administration.
blame, even responsibility. I'm just trying to establish in my own mind's eye whether in these projects the agencies were self-starters or whether someone up the scale may have authorized it.
I don't know, except that they were originated in a prior administration, and my understanding is that President Johnson didn't know about it, and I don't believe President Nixon knew about it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Goldwater.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.